My partner here, he want to see the product.
When he talking?
My name is Jeff.
Some foods never find their way to your local grocery aisle or dinner table. Here are 10 foods banned in the U.S. Cadbury Chocolate.
It's unacceptable that chocolate makes you fat, but I've eaten my share, and guess what?
Cadbury has been one of the go-to brands for all things milk chocolate for centuries. Even with years of experience preceding them, it seems they're not invincible in the slightest. One mistake, however, made Hershey sure they'll never work in this town again.
Ever, never.
According to the Hershey Company, Cadbury messed around and wrongfully stepped on their turf since they did not have the licensing to sell their products in the U.S. in the first place. The subsequent agreement between the two companies allowed Hershey to produce their own versions of the chocolates with a modified recipe for the American market. Hershey's beef with the rival chocolate company worsened after they claimed some of Cadbury's products are just too similar to Hershey's own lineup. Chocolate lovers across the country were heartbroken by Hershey's decision to sue, leading to the inevitable ban of the decadent treats. You can still find them in grocery or convenience stores, just not the ones with the original recipe. Of course, this is a massive letdown for some, noting a clear difference in taste between the chocolates from the UK and the ones back home, mainly due to the higher levels of cream and cocoa butter in the British versions. Lazy Larry.
What are those?
Oh, just some brownies of the pot variety.
After eating one of these brownies, you can just go ahead, grab a pillow and a blanket, and say goodnight. The secret ingredient? Melatonin, the hormone in your body that tells you it's time for bed and keeps you asleep for a full night's rest. It's a popular supplement among those looking to avoid needing 10 alarms to wake up in the morning. Lazy Larry, originally called Lazy Cakes, thought it would be a great idea to repackage melatonin as something more delicious than a boring old pill. Since melatonin is a supplement, it's not regulated by the FDA, but there's a catch. No FDA regulation means no FDA approval, and that means they're a no-go for the brownies. They warned the brownie company about the severe neurological and cardiological health problems their products could cause. There were even reports of kids being hospitalized after snacking on the brownies containing amounts of melatonin that were even too high for fully grown adults.
Unacceptable!
Arkansas wasted no time putting an immediate ban on the pastry. After rebranding and insisting their product is a dietary supplement and not a food, they managed to keep the brownies on store shelves. But you'll have better luck finding the sleep aid in the vitamin aisle these days than in your snacks. Raw milk.
It's like almond milk that's been squeezed through tiny holes in living cows.
Mom always said to drink your milk for healthy bones and teeth. Hopefully, she specified which one, because the other might do the opposite and send you to the ER instead. Raw or unpasteurized milk is essentially milk that's not processed with bacteria-killing heat, making it safe for humans to enjoy. These are the same jugs you see stocked up in your local dairy aisle. However, according to the FDA, the bacteria swimming around in a tall glass of raw milk can make you wish you never drank it in the first place.
Poison! I made a mistake.
If infected, you could be dealing with life-threatening diseases like meningitis, endocarditis, or sepsis. Not sure if it's worth that bowl of cereal at that point. Still, many argue pasteurization is unnecessary and strips away the many vitamins and minerals that raw milk provides. Some even claim it's better for people with lactose intolerance. The country was somewhat split, with 20 states, including Florida, Louisiana, and North Carolina, banning raw milk's distribution entirely, while the rest said they'll take their chances. Others still allow customers to purchase the beverage in-store, or they have the option to head to their nearest farm to get it straight from the source. For Loko.
Whoa, Mama, there's a kick like a mule!
Who doesn't like a good energy booster? Well, in this case, not the FDA, that's for sure. What set Foie Loko apart from other alcoholic beverages was that extra something they added to their formula. That extra something being a heart-pounding 156 milligrams of caffeine. Picture the equivalent of 2 shots of espresso in each can mixed with straight liquor. It's not shocking that this malt beverage beverage, marketed as an energy drink, sent many young people to the hospital.
That was Loko, but not in an entertaining way.
State officials across the country moved swiftly to have the drink taken off shelves following public speculation. Authorities made it clear to the producers of the infamous party drink turned health hazard that caffeine and alcohol should never be combined, with the FDA sending warning letters and state governments from coast to coast writing laws to ban the sale of Four Loko. The company was forced to get their act together. They didn't want to risk losing out on future business, suffer legal consequences, or have to shut down Four Loko manufacturing for good. By the end of 2010, the company reformulated the drink, removing all unsafe ingredients. Show your support by hitting that like button. We do appreciate it. Now, let's keep going.
The show goes on!
Foie Gras.
We'll have the...
Nothing says luxury like spending up to $80 on organ meat. So what exactly is this delicacy people are willing to drop a pretty penny for? Simply put, foie gras is French for fatty liver. Domesticated ducks or geese are force-fed until their liver grows 5 to 8 times larger than its original size. Yikes! The way it's made was enough to stir up major controversy with animal rights activists. Those who enjoy foie gras have a big ethical dilemma on their hands. As amazing as the unique meat tastes, the idea of putting ducks and geese through that kind of discomfort began rustling a few feathers.
I gotta be part of this shit.
Though producers in the foie gras industry assure the public this liver enlargement process doesn't harm the birds, California pretty much said, "We don't buy it," and went ahead to enact the ban anyway. 8 years later, New York had a change of heart, feeling it was time to get on board the foie gras cancel party and moved to have it banned as well. Growing pressure from activists put a lot of states under fire for not following suit and prioritizing animal welfare. With that said, it may be a while before the only way to enjoy the luxury and prestige of enlarged duck liver is a romantic getaway to France. Silver sprinkled dragées.
I say let them eat cake.
Looking at these small silver balls may have sparked fond memories of Grandma decorating the cake on Christmas Day. If you were in stealth mode, you could get away with stealing a few to nibble on. As mouth-watering as these sweet little silver spheres are, it turns out they were never meant to be eaten.
I'm for real. I'm for real.
What gives these sugar pearls their signature silver color is, you guessed it, silver. Not food coloring, but real silver-plated candy coating. Studies show that consuming a truck ton of these little guys can turn your skin a bluish-gray color. Though there's no clear evidence they cause any harm in small quantities, the FDA says better safe than sorry, and still advises against eating the silver sprinkles. They're labeled explicitly as non-edible decorations to clear up any confusion about the product's intended use. Silver dragées are illegal in California, but you can still find them throughout other states, in the baking section of grocery stores and food decor markets online. As tempting as they look on your Christmas cookies, it's probably a good idea to pick them off after taking that picture for Instagram and before digging in. Red fish.
Fish are friends, not food.
Redfish goes by many other names like red drum, spot-tail bass, or puppy drum, and is an excellent alternative to haddock or sea bass. This fish is said to have a mild flavor, which is the perfect blank canvas for fresh seasonings like lemon and fragrant herbs. The already rare commodity can cost up to $36 for one fish.
What?
Are your pockets crying yet? Real redfish enthusiasts will tell you it's worth every dollar, though inflation says otherwise. Redfish first got its claim to fame in the 1980s. People loved it, a little too much. So much so that redfish ended up on the endangered species list. It looks like there just wasn't enough to go around with such high demand. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission banned fishing for any of the highly sought species. Delicacy or not, they needed to save the redfish population no matter what. Luckily for the fish lovers, some restrictions have been lifted, but the nationwide ban still exists, with the ironically landlocked state of Mississippi being the one exception. Mustard oil.
Can't imagine they have good Indian food in Kansas. Oh, I have no idea. I've never had Indian food.
The star ingredient in many South Asian dishes, mustard oil might be too slippery to get your hands on. The next time you're grubbing on Indian cuisine here in the US, mustard oil will not be on the list of ingredients. Experimental studies show the potent and aromatic oil contains high levels of erucic acid. Animals have a hard time breaking down the fatty acids produced by it, which could lead to cardiovascular problems. Information surrounding how this affects the human body and blood circulatory systems is still unclear to date, though some research indicates it might have positive cardiovascular effects on humans. Nonetheless, the FDA says they're not taking any chances with this spicy condiment and labeled mustard oil as unfit for consumption.
It's for the best.
With that being said, it may not be great for your insides, but it certainly works wonders on your outside. Dermatologists and the TikTok-based skincare community can't stop praising it for its anti-inflammatory properties. Despite being deemed inedible, mustard oil makes for a fantastic hair moisturizer, essential oil for massages, and so much more. Besides the forewarned consumption limitation, the possibilities seem endless. Bushmeat.
This sandwich. It's snake meat.
So sorry to disappoint, but this one, sad to say, is not about a magical bush that grows meat. Instead, it's about the wildlife you don't see in your average American supermarket. You can find these exotic meats sold in Chinese or African markets, and they're an integral part of their local animal agriculture. These wild animals range from bats to rats and even monkeys. The various meats are usually smoked, salted, or dried before consumption, but authorities warn the curing process is nowhere near enough to kill the bacteria hiding within. The CDC raised concerns about the real harms associated with eating bushmeat, with reports of it carrying deadly viruses. Now, you probably understand why the CDC is so sick and tired of seeing the foreign proteins snuck across the American border. Their practical and simple solution: make them pay.
Easy money, right?
If you're daring enough to ignore the ban, you could find yourself in a financial hole for a whopping $250,000 US if caught bringing the forbidden meat through customs. Kinder Surprise eggs.
Surprise!
Surprise, Cindy.
You may have guessed these sweet treats would show up on the list after the decades-long ban first sparked controversy across the country. For those left in the dark, this chocolate candy is shaped like an egg and breaks like an egg, but no, it's not a real egg. It's easy to spot the delicious egg-shaped chocolate because of its signature white and orange foil wrapping. The Kinder Surprise eggs host unique toys hidden inside the hollow chocolate shell. As exciting as unveiling the tiny mystery toy would be, unsuspecting consumers are in for a rude awakening when they bite, or in worse cases, swallow something other than chocolate. Everyone loves a good surprise, just not the kind that gets lodged in your throat. All food products containing non-edible items are strictly prohibited all across the United States. Sure enough, Kinder Surprise fits the bill because of the choking hazard it poses for kids and adults alike. The chocolate treat made a comeback in 2017, changing the name to what we know now as Kinder Joy Eggs. The name wasn't the only thing they changed about the product. Many were overjoyed to hear the risk factor was removed, as the new shell was separate from the toy.
Shut up and take my money!
The packaging for the US version now boasts the egg and the toy independently. The OG Kinder Eggs are still available in places like Canada and Europe, with the toy remaining inside the chocolate. So for those on the hunt for the original, remember to crack open the egg before taking a bite.
Always remember that.